Welcome to Talkin' Jets. My name's Ryan and I'll be your pilot tonight. I am joined alongside my co-pilots. I have Matt O'Leary to my this way, and I have Green Bean to my that way. Boys, how you doing tonight? Green Bean, I'm gonna throw it to you first.
Oh man, what a crazy day. I'm in a really weird mood. I got some stuff I'm happy about. I got some stuff that I just stopped crying over. So I just can't wait to get into it with you two and the people in the chat. It's going to be awesome.
I love it. Matt, how you doing tonight?
Yeah, Green Bean. I think I'm gonna have to pour one out for Kenny Yaboa, man. That's tough. That's
It
a
is.
tough break over there. But overall, tough break for the tight ends today, man. They're basically all gone except for Tyler Croft. So I'm just excited to talk about this trade. Actually, two trades this week that we get to get into.
Oh man, I am so excited to start talking about all this stuff. Guys, make sure you hit that like button on the way in. I see Kelvin, Richard, Alec, Majority, Yoshi, the Foxtrot, Fenris, Jeremy, Friggle, Dave, Harry. What's up, guys? Thank you guys for coming in, hanging out with us. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in. And before we jump into it, we got some bills to pay. Do you like playing with balls? No, I'm not talking about footballs. I mean your balls. Our friends at Manscape, the global leaders in below-the-waist grooming, want you to shave your pubes with the Tom Brady of ball trimmers. The brand new Lawnmower 4.0, only the GOAT technology for the greatest balls of all time. When you're going towards the end zone, make sure to use the right tools for the job and choose Manscaped. 2 million men worldwide trust them, so join the movement with our exclusive offer by using promo code JETSTALK at manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping. All right, boys and girls, we got a whole lot to talk about. You know what? We could probably tell the stream now that it's actually official. The three of us are going a week to the home opener. I can't wait. I'm all sorts of excited. Oh, we're going to be in Lot J, probably around the J3-ish area, if you guys want to hang out with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to it. And we got a lot to get into. We got a whole lot to get into. So let's jump into our first topic of the day. And that's the freshest trade in our mind right now. And that's the Chris Herndon trade. Now, I do have a poll question in the comments if you want to vote on that. How would you grade the Herndon trade? The Jets receive a 2022 fourth round pick for Chris Herndon and a 2022 sixth round pick. So, before I heard what the compensation was, I was a little surprised. I thought we would either hold on to Herndon or he was not good enough to actually warrant a trade. So for me, sixth round pick, seventh round pick would have been fine. You know, hey, we would have cut him. That's what it was saying to me. And to wind up finding out we get a fourth round pick. Like, that's what we spent on him. We basically got 4 years of this guy, and then, or I guess what, 3 years? 3 years of the guy. And then we get our pick back. That's basically how I'm looking at this. Not to mention we get $2.2 million back for making this trade. Fun fact, the between that and the Griffin release or cut, save us about $4.5 million between the two. So really interesting stuff here. So Green Bean, I'm going to throw it to you first. What do you think of the Chris Herndon trade? What was your reaction? What do you think of the compensation? How would you grade this overall?
Well, let me open by saying, and I have to do this now because the rest of the night we're going to see how wrong I was. I've been calling for a Chris Herndon trade for months. I said it was going to happen. Only like yesterday or today did I start thinking, it doesn't look good. We're not trading them. And then we trade them. So as soon as I lost faith, but I think it's a great trade. In all truth, I was hoping to get a sixth round pick for him. I was hoping. And I thought it's probably be a seventh. We'll just get something for him. But I couldn't be more happy with it, man. I think Herndon probably could do for, with a change of scenery as well, with all respect to the man and the player. But I think we did a really, really good job. I don't know what the hell else we're doing at tight end. We'll get there, I'm sure. But I think it's a great trade. I give it a big old fat A. And I couldn't be happier. I think Joe Douglas is some sort of magician.
I love it. Matt, what are your thoughts on the trade? What would you grade it? What was your feeling when you first saw it come across your little ticker?
So I had a busy work day. I was training someone. So someone who's also a football fan came into my office and was like, "Did you see the trade?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like, what?" And they're like, "Chris Herndon got traded," and I was like, "Oh, that's weird." And I didn't really think much else of it. I was like, "All right, maybe you get like a 6th-round pick back," and then I finish up like an hour later and check my phone. I'm like, Christ almighty, they got a 4th-round pick for Chris Herndon. And like, I'm someone who was like one of the last survivors of the Chris Herndon hive, trying to hold on to any stock that was left. It's out the window, but good for Joe Douglas, man, being able to flip him and one of your 1,000,000 6th-round picks and get a 4th-round pick. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you can't really be upset with it. Now, for those of you keeping score at home, the Jets now have 2 tight ends on the roster, one of which we use as a fullback. So that means we only have Tyler Kroft. We cut Griffin, Brown, and traded Herndon. If the Chris Herndon trade is not official yet, so he's actually still on the roster. So once that becomes official, the Jets will have 2. Which means there's some things we have to talk about in regards to the tight end position. And, I actually didn't mention our other guy that we cut, and I feel bad. Matt said he wanted to pour one out for his boy, for Green Bean's boy. It's Kenny Yaboa not making the team. So, Green Bean, I got to get your thoughts. What are you feeling with this Kenny Yaboa cut? Are you hoping he makes the practice squad? Do you think it's even possible he makes the practice squad? Talk to me.
Yeah, well, number one, I'm definitely saddened by it. Like, I thought and hoped that the final preseason game that he had done enough to kind of take it from saying he has potential to showing a little bit on the field in a game situation. Clearly, it wasn't enough. When I saw it come down, I saw Kenny Yaboa wave. I was sincerely sad, man. I went, like I had so much hope for him. I think it's a bummer. I get it, because if they're feeling like they need the roster spots, they have a lot of injuries and all this kind of stuff, they just can't play around with the guy developing. I mean, I get it. I don't like it, but I do get it. I'm just concerned with what they're going to do afterward, because like you said, I mean, we cut everybody else too. We had literally have Kroft and West Coast, fullback / tight end on the roster. So I think there's a good chance that he will make the practice squad, and I think he's the perfect candidate to make the practice squad. But I don't know, man. Every year I have very strong feelings. I think I got it locked down, and every year I get surprised. I'm like, really? Why are they doing that? So this is one of them. So I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't put him on the practice squad, but I think we should, and I think there's a good chance.
Matt, how are you feeling about the Kenny Yaboa cut?
I thought he had a good chance, especially after, moving on from Chris Herndon. I was like, okay, maybe, Kenny Yaboa does make this team. But I agree with Green Bean. I think he's a perfect candidate for the practice squad. Maybe has a chance on this roster next year, but I was a little disappointed by it. I thought he flashed a little bit in the last game and showed some promising signs, but I can't say that I'm too surprised, unfortunately.
If you had told me after the last game that the Jets would have 2 tight ends on the roster, Herndon would be traded, I'd be like, yeah, I don't believe you. Yaboa's got to be the second one. Zero shot would I have said, just Kroft and just Westcott. no shot would I have said that. So I guess that brings me into, now with this trade, how are we feeling about the prospects of going out and getting another tight end? Because we've had issues injury-wise with Kroft. He has never really played a full season, or at least, not consistently. So I think there's probably some more help coming on the horizon here. So I've been looking at Zach Ertz for a while, and Samini tweeted it out too. He was saying, there's a possibility this could happen. It would save the Eagles $8.5 million in salary cap space. We said one of our guys in here was like, oh yeah, Joe Douglas is going to be giving up that 4th round pick and flipping it for Zach Ertz. That was Justin Rivera that came in with the super chat before. Thank you, brother. So what do you guys think about Zach Ertz? Matt, I'll throw it to you first.
I've gone back and forth on this one, but I'm leaning more towards if you can do it for a late round pick, yes, because I think that he's someone who could be a safety blanket for a young quarterback. And I know he's not nearly the same player that he once was. That's not my expectation. I don't think the Jets need him to do that, but a veteran on a younger team to help provide stability to your rookie quarterback, I'm never gonna say no to that. So I would do it if the cost was right. So like 5th round pick, sure.
Greeby, what about you? What do you think about possibly going out and getting someone like a Zach Ertz?
Well, I mean, Ed, right. This is one that we've kind of tossed around for a while. A lot of Jets fans, I hear it all the time. We should trade for Zach Ertz. And my Philly fan friends seem to think that he's close to being done. Like he fell off a cliff. I mean, 2 years ago, he had like 60 something receptions. He had over 100 receptions in 1 year. So the guy's clearly, able to function in the NFL at a high level. But if he did fall off a cliff and he's got $8.5 million, that he has to be paid, I would rather see us not give away the 3rd, 4th round picks for somebody who's more than likely on the back end of their career. Now, if we could get him for a 6th or something like that, I would say sure, unless Joe Douglas did his research and he's like, no, this guy's tip-top shape. He just had a dip year, which is possible too. So I don't know. I think I trust Joe Douglas and their evaluation, but I wouldn't want to see us give away this brand new shiny 4th round pick that I've grown to love already. So I don't know. Maybe
we haven't even drafted a guy yet. Green bean. It's just an asset. We got like zillions of picks next year.
We have 2 firsts,
2 seconds.
2 fourths.
We got 2 fourths.
That's it.
Yeah.
Nice.
2 firsts. What do we got? 11 picks? Is that what we're at right now?
Love
10 picks.
We got 10.
9.
9?
9 or
10
10
picks.
I think it was 11 before.
Correct. Right. It was, we had 6 for Shaq Lawson, and then we just gave another 6 away, but recouped the 4th. So I think it's good, man. I don't know. I just, what? The Jets traditionally are the team to do something like this, bring him over, and he's a complete flop. So I just don't want to see that. I'd rather see, I heard, I'm pretty sure Jacob Hollister was cut. He's younger. He's had some good years as well. I'd like to see that, and he's free. You don't have to give up any draft picks. But I think either way, Ryan, I think Joe Douglas has some sort of idea. I doubt this is what we're going to look like tomorrow.
Richard Martin dropping in with a big dick super chat. He's got a 50 spot. Thank you, brother. That means a hell of a lot. He says, trust in JD. See you at opening game. Anyone going to the Panther game? 2 tight ends. Who do you think JD will get on the waiver wire? Yes, we can't wait to see you. Week 2 at the home opener. The 3 of us are going to be there. We're really excited. We're going to be tailgating in Lot J, somewhere over there. So we're looking forward to seeing you guys out there. 2 tight ends? Yeah, we only have 2 tight ends on the roster, one of which being our fullback. So I don't expect this to be what it finally looks like at the end of the day heading into week 1. So I guess let's throw this. Is there anyone you guys are looking at on the waiver wire, tight end wise, that could come in and help us? Or do you think there is someone that maybe at another position that could help us as well? Greenbean, I know you were tossing around a name potentially. Could you throw that out for us?
Yeah, Jacob Hollister. The Bills just cut him. He played for Seattle. I think he had about 35 receptions, 35, 40 receptions, something like that, each year over the past 2 years. So he's definitely not, a Kyle Pitts type of a guy to come in and light up your offense, but he's very solid. He's also a good blocker. So I think they just might feel better with a guy like that having a little bit of accrued time in the NFL and proving that he can do it than taking a risk on somebody like a Yaboa or something like that. But I think he'd be good because, again, he's just a waiver claim away. That's it. That's better than giving away draft picks if you can.
Matt, what about you? Is there anyone you're kind of looking at on the waiver wire that you're kind of keeping your eye out on, or that Jet fans should keep their eye out on, whether it's at the tight end position or another one?
I I think they're gonna look to bring in a tight end. I don't know if it's gonna be someone on the waiver wire though necessarily, but so I don't know how likely it is. But Rasul Douglas did get cut, and there is the connection with Joe Douglas during his time with the Eagles there, and I kind of like Douglas. I thought he was fine, and I'm not opposed to bringing in more depth at the cornerback position, but I'm gonna have to go back and look some more. I would think linebacker could be a position that they look to address as well on the waiver wire.
Yeah, I will be honest. I don't know enough of the players that were cut by other teams yet for me to make an educated guess at this. So I'm kind of on Matt's side of things as well. Friggle D dropped in with a super chat before. I threw it up on the screen, but I did not acknowledge it. He says, happy we're getting the tight end room. Jets have to pick up Kevin Raider off waivers. He may actually be better than Croft, better blocker, and special teams also. Look, the Jets are absolutely going to go out and bring in some additional help. Uh-oh. Green bean.
Dude, Ben Mason was cut from the Baltimore Ravens. Ben Mason, the guy we were all screaming about as the best fullback in the draft. Fullback / tight end. They just cut him. The Jets were linked to him. Remember that? We were linked to him for, a couple hours there. But I think that would be a nice one because then maybe even we move Wesco back to tight end or something like that. This guy's a natural fullback. He does play tight end too, but he was widely considered the best fullback in the draft, and they just caught him.
Interesting. Okay.
All right. I could go with some fullback loving, especially with, that 49ers offense really utilizing, I'm going to screw up this guy's name, Juszczyk? Is that right?
Juszczyk.
Juszczyk. There it is.
Right.
I always get it wrong. But, all right, get some fullback loving going. You know what we got to do? I don't think I gave away a shirt last week. So for every 25 likes we get on this video, I'm going to have Nightbot pick a winner. So we're at 135 likes right now. So I got to pick, what's math? 5 winners? Got to pick 5 winners right now. 5 qualifiers.
Ooh.
So what's going to happen is at the end of the stream, someone's getting a shirt. And all you got to do is just hang out. Raw Power. You are qualified. It's a very aggressive name.
Power. Yeah.
Let's see who else we got in here. Nightbot just throws stuff at people. I've never seen Raw Power pop up, though. Usually it's, the same. Like, we get 1 or 2 names that always pop up all the time. Although I fiddled with some of the settings, so I think it is working now. I think what happened was it was, like, based on, like, 10 minutes of activity in the chat. I think that's how it was doing. Garcus Bloodlust.
Wow.
Garcus Bloodlust.
I see a
so
theme.
I think, it's very aggressive names.
Right.
We're gonna get
very aggressive.
Duncan goes, oh, Snowball's gonna get it again. Snowball was the one that was Snowball. Did Snowball win the jersey? Is that what it was? Snowball won something during draft day. Rusty Spooner says Nightbot hates me. Nightbot is taking bribes. Skills baby. Not as aggressive.
No, a little bit right.
Let's see what else we got. Man, we got a bunch of likes. I gotta keep firing off. All right, let's see. I keep shooting winners into here and see what happens. Carlos Gonzalez. Should have started this earlier. Gohan Angered. That's pretty aggressive. Man, sorry. Bam!
Tony Poljan was cut. Sorry.
Really?
Yeah, from UVA. 6'7".
How many of these guys do you think they're trying to stash on practice squads? And everyone's just like, oh my God, I know that guy. And then
a lot.
Think that's what's happening?
Yep.
Let's see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
trying to
6.
Right, we're trying to tuck him in.
I got to get 2 more Nightbot qualifiers. Yes, I know it says not subscribed. Nightbot's a Twitch bot, so unfortunately it doesn't play nicely with YouTube. So that's where we're at with this. All right. Come on, Nightbot. Eddie McGuire. And let's see, is there another one in there? I think Nightbot's missing one in here. What we got going on? Come on, Nightbot, give me one more. Bump, 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 dun, 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 dun. I wish Nightbot was a little faster. I think it's thinking. It's going through like all the different names.
Who haven't I picked?
Nightbutt is what people are calling it. I love it.
Yeah.
Really taking its time trying to find. You know what? Just gonna move on to our next topic, and I'll look back in a little bit, and if I see it pop up, I'll throw another winner in there and see if anything happens. Bam! All right. So along with the Chris Herndon trade, the Jets made another deal earlier this week with the Houston Texans, trading for defensive end Shaq Lawson for a 2022 sixth-round pick. This winds up being the pick that the Jets... Wow. Sorry. Rusty Spooner said earlier that Nightbot doesn't like him, and Rusty Spooner got picked by Nightbot. So there you go.
Collusion.
Sorry. Collusion. That's what it is. All right. So to go along with the Chris Herndon trade, we have another trade. The Jets trade a 2022 sixth-round pick to the Houston Texans for defensive end Shaq Lawson. Shaq Lawson was traded from the Miami Dolphins this past offseason in March for a sixth-round pick. So the Texans basically get their draft pick back, while the Jets got a sixth-round pick for the Jordan Willis trade. So, in a sense, the Jets traded Jordan Willis for Shaq Lawson. Jordan Willis is serving is it a 4 or 6 game suspension for PED use? Either one of those, something like that. Chat will let me know if I'm wrong. So, how are we feeling about the Shaq Lawson trade? I can tell you right now, when I did my video and I did a little analysis on him, I was looking at the sack numbers. Not great. I believe 6.5 was his high back in Buffalo 2 years ago. And I decided to dive a little deeper. And I was like, all right, I wonder what Carl Lawson's stats are, and I wonder what Shaq Lawson's stats are. And Shaq Lawson has a higher hurry percentage, pressure percentage, and hit percentage on a per-snap basis than Carl Lawson does. That is a stat I did not think to expect, and his sack percentage is only 0.1% behind Carl Lawson. So if you're excited for Carl Lawson, you should be excited for Shaq Lawson, because in a sense, the metrics say they're similar in the sense that they can produce pressure. And I think that the sadness that was Carl Lawson can at least be a little bit more exciting with Shaq Lawson. Now, I do expect this to be more of a Vinny Curry substitute. I would still like to go out and get another edge rusher. Who is that going to be? Is it going to be someone who's cut, or is it going to be someone through a trade or someone like that? So, Greenbeat, I'm going to throw it to you first. How are you feeling about the Shaq Lawson trade? What should Jet fans expect? And yeah, give us a grade on what you think, how the Jets did in that trade.
Yeah, I think it's great for for what it is. Now, like you were kind of alluding to, I think his numbers are a little bit better, and I think I saw Matt say it too, that this guy is a little bit underrated. I mean, it's kind of like he's not the next Bruce Smith. I know I'm showing my age here a little bit, but that's not what anyone's saying that he is. But he's a relatively consistent performer. He's decent in the run. I did a whole deep dive on him yesterday. I'm releasing a video tomorrow with some film and stuff like that. And I gotta say, I was a little bit more impressed than I thought I was going to be. He's got a really high motor. He's very aggressive. So I don't think he's coming here to save us. But I gotta say, man, for a sixth-round pick, I think it's just he's going to contribute, and I think it's a great move. Like we cut, let's say, Valawaga, the defensive end we cut. Lawson's an upgrade over him. So I'm really happy with it. This is the sixth-round pick that we got in the Jordan Willis trade with the 49ers. Jordan Willis for Shaq Lawson sounds good to me. Hey,
Matt. Matt, what are your thoughts on the Shaq Lawson trade? How are you feeling?
I feel really good about it. Like you guys kind of said already, I think he's a little bit underrated. Now, I don't expect him to come in here and replace what Carl Lawson was going to bring to this team. I too kind of see him more in that Vinny Curry role, but after they lost both Curry and Lawson, to me, it became obvious that the Jets desperately needed some sort of veteran edge presence because there's a lot of inexperience at that position, which is fine. It's going to be a building year, but you have to have someone who can play the position. And I think that's, what he is. He's not a phenomenal player. I don't even know if I'd go as far and say that he's a good player. I think he's just steady. And the Jets could use steady in that position, and they'll allow the younger guys to continue to get reps. And for a sixth rounder, that's nothing. You had 3 sixth round picks to begin with, so why not take a swing on a player who probably wasn't going to have much production with the Texans, but in this system, maybe he reaches or comes a little bit closer, I guess, to reaching that ceiling that Buffalo thought he was going to reach when they drafted him a few years ago.
That is amazing. And when I'm looking at all the trades from Joe Douglas since he's been here, you got Jamal Adams, home run, Sam Darnold, looking like a great trade. You got friggin' Shaq Lawson. You got Chris Herndon. You got Avery Williamson and McClendon. Like, there's a lot of trades. I'm probably missing some in there too. But yeah, I'm loving what Trader Joe is doing. I really think we have the guy at GM. And I think Jet fans, based on the grades we're seeing in the comments, so right now, how would you grade the Chris Herndon trade? 61% of people said an A, 31% of people said a B, 5% of people said a C, and 3% of people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So very, very happy with how this trade situation is going. Now, I wanted to throw another comment out there before we really go too far into other team stuff, and just want to talk a little bit about the 53-man roster. I don't know if you guys saw the cuts that came out. We know the tight ends, but were there any other players that kind of jumped out at you that you thought, oh wow, didn't see a cut happening there? So Green Bean, I'll throw it to you first. Is there any player that jumps off the page at you that you think, I didn't think that was going to happen?
You mean on our roster that made the team? Is that what you mean?
Sure. Can you hear that, Matt? Is that Green Bean's audio?
Yeah. No, that was Green Bean. The chat's saying our audio is kind of spotty for me and Green Bean, at least.
Yeah, so the audio is a little spotty because I have a lot of stuff open and running to make this look the way it does. And apparently my computer is hating me right now for it. But I don't know what happened to Green Bean's audio. Green Bean, try it again. Yeah. Try talking.
Let's do this. I'm going to just take the mic out. See what's up. Okay, can you still hear me?
You sound like the guy with the thing on his throat.
Sound good now?
No. I can hear Matt, so I'm going to go to Matt first. Matt, how you feeling over there about the 53-man roster? And is there anyone that you think was a little off?
Yeah, I'm bothered. I'm hot and bothered about Josh Adams, man. He just makes plays every time he touches the ball. So I was really hoping that he was going to stick on the roster, but I get it. P. Ryan was a draft pick last year. They're going to favor guys who were drafted then picked up off the scrap heap. So while I don't like it, I understand it, and it still bothered me a little bit.
Yeah, for me, I think the big one, I shouldn't even say the big one, but it sort of made sense to me. I think that James Morgan was clearly not very good, and him being cut. Now, maybe they try to stash him on the practice squad. I would think that's probably where it's headed. We do have 20 people on the practice squad as opposed to the normal, I think, 14, if I have my numbers right. So a little interesting to see what happens with the backup quarterback situation, if we are set with where we are or if we look to bring in anyone else. Green Bean, let's try you again. How you feeling? I see Raspy Bean over there in the chat.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, but you still sound like shit.
Yeah.
Let's see. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna boot you. I'm gonna make you come back in. Let's see if that does it. Geez, you know what happens when you have so much stuff on your computer and like the computer mouse is like screaming. I can't get it on what I'm trying to like do.
Is it giving you the spinning wheel? I hate that.
I don't have the spinning wheel. I just can't like I'm like drifting. I'm going like a little too far. Like I move and the mouse doesn't move and then it jumps, and it's like it's
yeah, that's how you know.
infuriating. It makes me want to punch a child. Sorry, not actually.
No, we don't condone punching kids. For reals.
Absolutely not. No, definitely not. Oh, now I see Matt's forehead, and I see is it my forearm? Oh, it's my forearm. Oh, demonic bean is what people are saying. Let's see if Green Bean can pop back in. He should be able to. I don't think I hope I didn't like ban him from this. I clicked remove.
This is what I said. This is part of the fun, though. The experience you get with the Talking Jet. Like, this is the comedy that comes along with it. Come for the Jets takes, but stay for the comedy of us trying to put together a show each week.
Well, that's just it. I see Jacob McIntosh says, "Show us the tabs, Ryan." You're not seeing my tabs. It's like, let me see your browser history. Excuse me. I was on. I jumped on the not Talking Jets, the AFC East roundtable for Richie the one time, and they're like, "Oh, Ryan, tell everyone where you can find you." I was like, "Oh yeah, you can find me Pornhub.com / Jets Talk 24/7." I was like, I wonder if I could actually upload my content to that, and like if it would last. Like, I mean, it just wouldn't get many views because people wouldn't like be going there for that. But man, if I could, I might try it just to see what happens.
Be like, Jets fan that's brutally bleeped at MetLife Stadium.
Just destroyed by opposing team. Oh God, this is not good. I got you. Hold on. Let's see if I can. Oh no, I can't. If I change to the side-by-side view, I think. Yeah, you know what I'll do? I'm gonna add our Zoom. I'm gonna add our Zoom window. See if he's talking in the. Let's see if he's talking in the group chat because my phone's up on the thing in the background there. Bam. So now we're talking. So now we got my sideways view because I got two cameras. So this is a little screwy.
That's okay.
I need some Green Bean back because I don't.
Yeah, he hasn't said anything in the group chat, so I'm gonna assume that I don't know what I'm gonna assume, but something's going on with Green Bean. I don't like it. I want him here, man.
I know. It doesn't. Eddie McGuire goes Gase Bean. He's not Gase. Can't do that.
No, that's not.
Jets leave Pats choking. Oh God. Oh man. Oh, that makes me smile. Matt is when our cameras were like, they were like, Matt is 5'5" now and not 6'5".
Yeah, there you go.
He shrunk down. See, now my audio seems slightly off because it's not my main camera that I'm using. I'm using this like little side adjacent camera.
You gotta let him back in.
I gotta let him back in. What, did I boot him?
Yeah, he says you have to let me back in. It says you kicked me out, so I can't come back in. And he's got the crying emoji.
All right, let's see if I can.
On it, please hold. Bang.
Please hold. How do I get him in? Participants. Invite.
Poor Green Bean.
Oh, that's not who I'm looking to invite. Invited. All right, let's see if that works. See how it goes. Come on, Green Bean. Bum, bum, ba-da-da. We want Bean. We want Bean. Is the chat. Let's see. Green Bean. I wonder if I need to like. Do you think I need to close out of Zoom and start it back up? See what he says.
I don't know. It's still all quiet on the Western Front for Green Bean.
Green Bean, brother, if you could hear me.
Dad.
Can you
Come pick me up?
I want to go over to Matt's house. I want to play.
Can Green Bean come out to play?
Can Green Bean come out? I don't know, man. All right.
I'm gonna text him.
Yeah, text him again. See what's going on.
You okay? Question mark.
I might have to end it and restart, like the Zoom window. So maybe I'll boot you. Should I boot you and then give it a go?
Well, yeah. Can you keep us live without?
Yeah. Okay. No, I can keep us live without like ending everything. So it'll just be me for a second.
Yeah, let's do
All
that.
right. Let's do that. Let's see how that works. So you're gonna turn that off. Gonna boot you. There it goes. Okay, boom. There goes Matt. All right, talking Jets panel, just Ryan, because I must have booted Green Bean the wrong way. And let's see if this works. Get these guys back in here. Join with computer audio. Let's see. Now you see my two faces. Look at this. This is product placement at its finest. You can see the earbud and the Galaxy Watch. All in one. Oh, there's O'Leary. All right, so we got O'Leary in the house. Now we just got to get the Green Bean. All right, I got you back. Donde está Green Bean? Eddie McGuire goes, Ryan's making cuts today.
I texted. This is what Green Bean said to you. Okay. He goes, okay. Yeah. LOL.
Join the Green Bean. Come back, brother. We miss you.
I'm going to text him the link and the password again because that's highly possible that it's.
He's probably typing the wrong thing. It is the same link and password, so it should be fine.
Oh, wait. No, not capital. That could be a problem.
Let's see what's going on. Isaac goes, what happened to the chicken that would eject people from the cockpit? LOL. It's coming back next Monday. We're going back to the Monday show. So we'll have that. Sean goes, Ryan, love you, but those were some frightening close-ups. I apologize. I am not the most attractive of human beings when you are like in my ear.
O'Leary hostage video, Rob Power says. If you see this, send help, please.
Where is the O'Leary comment? Come on! There it is. Oh, no. Green Bean stuck in the Matrix. O'Leary hostage. Crypto Bean. Free Bean. Donde Green Bean.
I like this one. Nick Hunter says Green Bean got traded to Let's Talk Jets Radio for a second-round pick.
Oh, God. This is
First
great.
of all, if Green Bean were to get traded, not that he's on the trading block, he would have to at least get the Deshaun Watson 3 first-round pick treatment because he is by far the strongest asset to this team.
Oh, 100%. He's the quarterback of this team. He is, no doubt. He's not on the trading block. He's Aaron Rodgers this offseason. Like, sorry, he's not for sale. Not happening. Ryan, we all have your retina scan now. It like zoomed in like. Let's see. Boom.
If you ever need to open like any password on Ryan's phone, whatever reason, just take a screenshot of that, and
that's what it is. Yeah. See, it'll see just if I get real close. Maybe not even real close. Robert Bushnell says, "How the hell did Dan Feeney make the team?" I think we'd all kind of like to know that.
They unfortunately gave him a lot of guaranteed money, and well, that stuff matters sometimes.
That is true.
He says,
does matter.
It says I'm waiting to be let in.
What the hell? You're not waiting to be let in. Not on my computer. It's probably, you know what? My computer's probably screaming at me for everything I've got open. So maybe I should close some things down.
Yeah, let's close some tabs.
Close some tabs here. Let's pull out of this. Sorry.
You upload that on the hub.
Upload that to the hub. All right, let's pull that down. Oh.
He lives? Oh, Billy.
Dudes.
He lives?
The mic.
You sound good.
Is the mic on?
There you go. The mic is on. We can hear you. Now I just got to get us back into our regular. Whoa, bam! We're there. Back at you. It only took a few minutes. It's all right. I don't know what I think I had too many tabs open. My computer hates me. And this is not a cheap computer either. I kind of went high on the processing power. But this was high on the processing power 3.5 years ago now. So kind of old. Sort of old, maybe. Whatever. All right.
What you guys doing?
Where were we? I have no idea what we were talking about. Chat, help us out. Rockaway Archie says, close the porn tab. Close the porn sites, Ryan.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's right. I made it through waivers. I'm back. Practice.
So what you missed, they were saying Green Bean was traded to Let's Talk Jets Radio for a second-round pick.
Second? That's it?
Well, that's what we said.
Yeah, you're at least worth of Deshaun Watson 3 first-round picks.
Ooh, there you go. I wouldn't have said that much, but that's very nice. Thank you.
I wouldn't trade you for all of the first-round picks. I could have 32 first-round picks, and Green Bean would still be on here. 100%.
Well, thank you. I wouldn't trade either one of you either. I wouldn't. I love you guys.
Adam Sendick says, dude, you're getting a Dell. Not getting a Dell. I got a Mac and I'm using Windows, so I'm partitioning it, so half the juice. I probably gotta I should probably buy an actual Windows desktop just for streaming, because if I want to keep doing all this sort of wacky stuff. if I want to I could, or if StreamYard would just allow me to do more things, then I would probably jump fully over to that, and it would probably be a lot easier to operate. Eddie McGuire says, Tom Brady greater than Green Bean. Eddie McGuire, come on. Can I put you in a timeout? I can do that.
Yeah,
right?
What is that?
I'm a moderator. He says Tom Brady greater than Green Bean. I'm gonna report
out of
you.
Here.
No,
Pats fan.
Can I? How do I put a timeout? Yeah.
There you go. You deserve it.
There you go, you jerk.
You did it. That's hilarious.
Got him. Oh, and Eddie McGuire was supposed to win a shirt. Guess who's getting scratched off the list? This is me writing off. No, I won't do that.
That's hilarious.
But I do have to give out another shirt though, or not another shirt. I got to make another qualifier. So let's see what we got. 300 seconds. I don't even know what 300 seconds is. What is that? 5 minutes? 60 seconds? 30 times 5? Ooh, wow, math.
Yes.
Don't ask me how many games we're going to win and lose on a 17-game schedule, but
can't do it.
Tell you. Can't do it. Todd Carter, thank you for hanging out with us. You are qualified to win a shirt at the end of the stream. Ooh, belch. Sorry. All right, where the heck were we? I think we were talking about
Shaq Lawson.
Zach Wilson. I don't think that's right. I don't think we've been talking about Zach
Lawson.
Shaq Lawson. No, we were talking about 53-man cuts. 53-man cuts. That's what it was. Or 53-man roster. Green Bean, any surprise roster moves?
Well, I got to say, I'm going to be real honest and tell you I am surprised Isaiah Dunn made it. I really am. I'm surprised. Not that I'm rooting against him. It's nothing like that. But I thought the camp he had and the preseason that he had showed that he's probably not ready for the bright lights. And I thought he was a good candidate for the practice squad. But so far, he made it. Now, look, we've seen this numerous times. Guys that are on there today might not be there tomorrow. There's all kinds of shuffling that takes place. But so far, he's there. And I'm surprised by that one. That's the most glaring, I think.
All right, let's see. V-Man drops in with a super chat. Thank you, Vinny. He says, Pats fan calls me delusional when I say Jets are around a 7-win team. Meanwhile, same Pats fans say Pats will face Bills in AFC title game. Who's delusional? I would say clearly the Pats fan, because 7 wins is entirely realistic for the New York Jets. I would say anywhere between 6 and 8 wins is probably where we wind up falling. I was originally had it at like possibly high end 9 picks or 9 wins, but I do think the Lawson injury probably knocks us back a win over the course of a 17-game season. Well, I guess this is probably a good jumping off point. I wanted to talk about this. Cam Newton gets cut. Mac Jones is going to start for the Patriots. So an interesting turn of events that I did not see coming. Now, clearly, Mac Jones looked like the better quarterback in the preseason, but I thought for sure Cam was going to be starting and then giving it up probably 3-4 weeks into the season. Green Bean, what was your reaction when you saw that Cam Newton was cut by the Patriots?
I was surprised, man. I feel the same way that you did, Ryan. I don't think that it's smart. Then again, it's Belichick. I remember years ago when Mo Lewis dropped Drew Bledsoe in the middle of a game and some little 6th-round pick walked in. I thought it was the best thing that ever happened. So I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm not going to talk too much trash on Mac Jones, but I think it's nice that we get Mac Jones for the second game of his career. We're probably going to be able to do a little bit more to rattle him than maybe Cam Newton. So I think it's to our benefit, not to say Mac Jones isn't going to be anything, but I was definitely surprised.
I would say I'm a little upset because I thought we were going to rattle Cam Newton week 2, and then Mac would come in, and then we'd rattle him week 7 or whatever with him. That's what I was hoping for. Now it kind of makes it a little harder come that second Patriot game than I was initially thinking it was going to be. So, Matt, what are your thoughts on the Cam Newton cut? What did you think about that when you saw that come across the screen?
Yeah, I was definitely surprised that he was cut. I thought that they would probably start the year with Cam and then at some point transition and go to Mac Jones. But honestly, I don't hate this for the Patriots because to me, they would have just been wasting time. Let's call it 5 games with Cam Newton. You might as well get as many reps for your young quarterback as possible. And he played well in the preseason. He looked like, he belongs. And, I'm hoping he's not going to be as good as Zach Wilson. But, if you're looking at it through the lens of the Patriots, I understand giving this job to Mac Jones and think that the 49ers and Bears should follow suit with their young quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised the Bears haven't pulled the trigger. From what I'm hearing, it seems like they're a little nervous on their offensive line and they don't want to throw him out there just yet, which I guess I could sympathize with, being what happened to like Sam Darnold and like other quarterbacks and whatnot. But you kind of got to let the young guys play. Now, I do think Lance sitting for a year is probably the right move. I don't think he's ready just yet. Let's see who we got in the chat. Bam. This Foo Fred, thank you for the super chat, says, what round are you guys drafting Ty Johnson in fantasy? I think he's a steal in the 9th round. Go Jets. This Foo Fred, don't be a fool. You don't want to draft Jet players usually in your fantasy league because then they upset you in your draft, they upset you in your league, and then they upset you in real life. I'm a big fan of for my pick'em leagues, I almost entirely pick against the Jets because best case scenario, I'm wrong on my pick and we win. Worst case scenario, the Jets lose and my pick is at least right. So that's kind of how I'm a pessimist when it comes to that sort of stuff. Ty Johnson in fantasy. I'm going to switch this a little bit. I don't know if you guys want to talk specifically about Ty Johnson or if you want to talk about Jets players in general in fantasy. I will say this, in my 12-man keeper league, so you get to keep 2 players. I kept Lamar Jackson and CeeDee Lamb this year, and I wound up taking Elijah Moore probably in the 7th or 8th round. I think is where I got him roughly. It's not a PPR league, which I would have actually liked a little bit more for Elijah Moore because I think Wilson and him are going to have a nice connection. Matt, I'll throw it to you. Are there any Jets players that you're considering, and where would you like to take them if you were drafting?
Okay. So I had 2 fantasy drafts already, which I hate that we did it so early, and I'll explain why in a second. I had
you have J.K. Dobbins. Oh,
in both leagues. So,
oh man,
this is going to answer Foo Fred's question. So I don't know how many teams are in his league, but 9th round, he's talking about Ty Johnson. I'm in a 14-team league, and I was able to pick up Ty Johnson on the waiver wires this week. So do not draft Ty Johnson. That would be a massive misstep, especially in the 9th round. That is way too early. And the second thing, I think the two that I would probably feel most comfortable with is Corey Davis and Elijah Moore. I think they, from a fantasy value, are most likely to get you the most points. I don't feel great about the Jets running backs because I think they're going to rotate them a lot. And I don't think Wilson gives you enough value at this point to draft. So from the wide receiver position, I think it's between Moore and Corey Davis.
I think that makes a lot of sense. And dude, J.K. Dobbins going down, like, definitely hurts a lot of people. That's why you got to wait till like the end of that final preseason game. But when you're trying to like work out all your friends' schedules, get this. So Joe Blewett reached out to me. He's like, hey, dude, I need one more person for my fantasy league. You want it in? I was like, sure. I was like, absolutely. What is it, 12-man league? 18! 18-man league! I was like, Joe, no! I was like, I love football. I love, diving deep into players. I'm not going 18 teams deep on a fantasy league. Ugh, that's brutal. That is a hard... I mean, I guess you get each team once, but man, I feel like I wouldn't have to do a flex if I had that kind of league. So, Joe, if you're in here, holy hell, not fun. Not going that deep. Greenby, what about you? I don't know if you've played fantasy recently or if you know much about like all that going on.
I don't play fantasy, so I'm sadly not going to be able to help you guys. I think here's what I'll say. Matt O'Leary sounds confident, and he seems to know what he's talking about. I would go with Matt on this one.
Thank you, Green.
Guys, that's why, I mean, anybody listening, if Matt says don't or do, I would say you got a good chance of him being right. That's how I feel.
That's very kind. Thank you, Green Bean.
Yeah, I mean it, buddy.
Guys, we have 500 people in here across both platforms. Make sure you hit that like button. Every 25 likes we get, I'm going to pick a qualifier to give away a shirt. And I actually got to pick another one because we hit that threshold just now. And don't forget, if you're coming out to the home opener, myself, Green Bean, and O'Leary are going to be there. We're going to be hanging out in lot J3. Brian Lemos qualified for a shirt at the end of the stream. Brian Lemos. I got to queue up another winner. Looks like we're about to cross that threshold. Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this draft. What's your favorite tailgate food? Let's do that before I jump into our next super chat. Mutt Viles, I see you hanging out over there. I'm a big buff chick dip guy. Like, I will make a buff chick dip to go to like a tailgate, a party, anything like that, and like 2/3 of it is probably eaten by me. Like, I eat it before anyone else gets a chance. I was like, sorry, scoop the whole time. It's just my kryptonite. It is what it is.
But
Matt, what's your
real quick before you go, what's a buff chick dip? What is
Buffalo chicken dip, green bean. So get this.
Really?
It's
I've
Frank's
never
Red
had
Hot
that.
Sauce. Oh! Are you screwing with me?
No, I don't. I mean, I've
What?
had buffalo chickens. I've had dips. I've dipped buffalo chicken wings into things, but I've never had something called a buff chick dip.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me just.
My
Orville
wife just
Brown.
looked up and went, buff chick dip.
Orville Brown,
don't
you are
know.
qualified for a shirt. Now let me go back to Green Bean. I'm dropping my
Yeah.
pen now. You gotta be kidding me! You've never had buffalo chicken dip, dude? It's like
I don't
it's
think
like
so.
oh, it's amazing. So it's all right. You shred up your chicken. You put it in like cream cheese and ranch dressing and mozzarella cheese and Frank's Red Hot Sauce, and you mix it all up and you throw it in the oven, and then you eat it with scoops, and it's like just a little bit of like heaven. Yeah, you could do scoops. You could actually power move. because scoops are very like dainty. Like you try to dip it in, it's too heavy, and the scoop breaks. And it's like the structural integrity of a scoop.
Right.
I'm telling you, the structural integrity of the scoop is not where it needs to be. I need to go talk to Tostitos about this because I'm very upset.
Right.
I've actually started switching a little bit. I shouldn't say a whole lot because I really don't switch that often. But occasionally I'll go and I'll get those Frito scoops. That's a heavy scoop. That's a man scoop right there. But I don't really love Fritos. So it's kind of, but the Buff Chick dip hides the Frito taste a little bit. So like that's kind of all right.
Yeah. So I gotta say, it sounds like Watch2K99 said it sounds like Green Beans getting Buff Chick dip at the tailgate.
At the tailgate.
I wouldn't be opposed if you brought a little bit. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to.
I might have to make some Buff Chick dip and bring you some of my Buff Chick dip because it is important that you have some of this. Green Bean, let me ask you, what's your tailgate food of choice?
Better than anything else, it's wings, but they have to be a certain level. I don't just want like Domino's wings. I won't even touch them. You know what I mean?
No,
so high quality wings are my number one, but I'm also big into a quality burger or sausage. I'm a big sausage guy at tailgates.
If you had to pick your type of chicken wing sauce, because I feel like the chicken wing itself is important. Are you like a drumstick or a wing kind of guy? Which,
I mean, it's inconsequential, but you know what I mean? Like they're very equal to me, but I love the technique of the wing.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
The wing,
the
the bite, twist, and pull. Yep, the bite, twist, and pull.
Mouth, it comes out as a bone. That's it.
Green Bean, you missed you missed some of our conversation earlier. We were talking about how some of these titles and things of videos could be on Pornhub, and someone grabbing I put it all in my mouth and just all that comes out is the bone is something that makes me giggle because I'm inappropriately immature.
Well, it fits right into that conversation, doesn't it?
It really does. So I like the wing too. I'm a big fan of the drumstick. What would you say your favorite sauce would be? Are you a hot sauce guy, or are you I'm like a sweet and tangy kind of sauce. Like
I like
sweet chili sauce. I like all those like the barbecue, the honey I mean not the honey mustard, but like those kind of like I like spice. Obviously, I'm a Buff Chick guy, but I want the flavor. I don't want to hate my life for eating wings. You go down to the shore, chicken and the egg. They have ludicrous hot wings. My buddy does it, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm gonna get 12 wings." I was like, "Why would you do that? You're gonna ruin the rest of your week because you just torched your taste buds off."
Not really. I like
Matt. What about you? What's your thing?
Okay, you guys have me so hungry right now.
I know.
So we're talking wings. I like just a classic mild buffalo because I don't like it. I like the taste of buffalo, but I don't want to go so hot where it just ruins my day. That's where I agree with you guys. I also like the garlic parmesan wings are tremendous. But for best,
I've never had garlic parmesan wings. I've had garlic parmesan fries, really good.
Yeah,
but I understand where you're going.
Yeah, it's worth investigating for sure. I think I'm gonna have to go with either burger or steak. I can't pick between the two. Those for tailgate food, off a nice charcoal grill. That just screams football to me. I need it so bad.
Oh, I love the smell of charcoal. Like we were talking about getting a propane grill at the house, and my dad bought us a grill for moving in, and we were looking at it, and I was like, okay, you know what I want? We got the Traeger. We got the Traeger grill, so it's a wood pellet grill, so you get the hickory smell and everything. So it's almost like, I shouldn't say it's almost like charcoal because it smells nothing like charcoal, but that same aroma that you get from a tailgate charcoal grill is like the thing that I kind of think of when I think grilling, I guess. My go-to snack food, I actually have it right here. I love me some pretzel M&Ms. I'm a big pretzel M&M guy. You guys see it over here because I got two different windows up.
Oh, yeah.
Big pretzel M&M guy.
Do you eat the whole bag, or do you have some sort of self-restraint?
So I think Walmart sells like a party size of these things. This is considered sharing size, which is like,
right.
baby infant sized.
It's like for kids.
Yeah, so like
So
I mean,
good.
easily done in 2 sittings at the least. Like there, if I'm like hanging out and I'm just chilling, like I'm weird. I kind of like the texture. So like with, I can't believe I'm getting into this pretzel M&Ms.
I know.
I'll pop one in my mouth one at a time. I go one at a time, and I crack it like the candy shell. So I get just the pretzel, and I'll eat like the chocolate, and then I'll crunch the pretzel after. It's weird, and it takes longer to eat, and it's just something that makes me not devour these as fast, because otherwise I'm popping like way too many of them. Ugh, that's sorry. I just went into my eating habits, and that's like not not where this show's supposed to go.
You
All
want
right,
to hear
let's.
something funny? Let me tell you one thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
All right. So one time, when we really wanted to party, went and got a bunch of chipwiches, like 4 chipwich sandwiches, put them in a bowl, microwaved them till they liquid a little bit, not hot, but just kind of like so it's not cold, and poured
Sure.
pretzel M&Ms all in the soup, the cookie soup, and ate it with a spoon. What do you think of that?
What
Amazing.
is
I love
that? That's amazing.
That's why I go to rehab. You know what I mean? I can't do
That's-
anything, man.
it's too addicting. Let's
I
do the
can't do
chocolate.
anything.
It's fantastic.
Trust me, whatever it is, I do too much of it.
That's it. I see some people in the chat. They're talking about mother lovers really got to get out of here eating boneless wings. I'll tell you what, depending on where I'm at, I love me some boneless wings. Like if I'm not trying to get my hands dirty, the trick to eating wings, you got to have napkin hand and you got to have wing hand. You can't have 2 wing hands. If you have 2 hands with wing sauce on it, you're doing it wrong.
You're right. I
So
agree. That's very
That's how
well
you got to
said.
do it. You
Well
can't
said.
because if you
Yeah.
for me, I love having buffalo wings, but the convenience of not having to deal with the bone is very nice as well. I'm a big chicken
Yeah.
tender kind of guy.
Yeah, but it's a different thing. Like that's the thing. It's a different thing. It's like right, like you said, it's more like a flavored chicken finger. And if they cut it into little balls and call them wings or whatever, it's definitely great. But it's not a wing. I know boneless wing, but it's not. It's not. It's different. You know what I mean?
It's
Chicken fingers.
It's like trying. It's like
Delicious.
trying to find the dino nugget on the chicken. Like where did this dino nugget come from on the chicken? All right, sorry. Enough about food. We're talking Jets here. Oh
Right.
God, I could talk about food all day. Mutt Viles drops in with a super chat. He says, "Sup guys, my dude NY or my dud NY draft tonight. 2 quick ones. First took King Henry, number 1, good and bad. Also took Zach Wilson in the 5th round, good or bad. I think you're fine with Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, number 1 overall, is a fine selection. For me, if I had the number 1 overall pick, I'm taking Dalvin Cook all day. I think Dalvin Cook is a freak of a running back. I would say so I had the 3rd pick in a keeper league, so a little different because some guys were already taken. Derrick Henry was held, I think, as like the 8th pick or something like that 2 years ago. I could be wrong on the where it was, but either way, my 3rd overall pick, the 1st pick went Christian McCaffrey, 2nd pick went Dalvin Cook. I took Aaron Jones. I think Aaron Jones is phenomenal. I think that guy's going to be a touchdown machine. So Henry number 1, can't complain with. Matt, I'll ask you, what would your top 3 fantasy players be if you were kind of looking to do a draft?
So like the first 3, if I had the first,
first
3.
three.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
like what would you rank them?
Christian McCaffrey has to be number 1. I go Dalvin Cook 2, and then Henry 3.
So
Wow.
I was hoping McCaffrey would go before me, which I mean, with the 3rd pick, he's going to go before you. I don't trust Sam Darnold, and I don't know how much I trust that Panthers offensive line. That's what kind of scared me away from McCaffrey, but McCaffrey's kind of like set to explode because now he's got Joe Brady. He really didn't get to play with him last year. That was a little too much of a gamble for me. Like I felt like Dalvin Cook was probably the steady Eddie of that group with Derrick Henry. Like those two to me have the most steady return on investment, where McCaffrey could be the best guy hands down. Green Bean, if you had to pick 3 guys right off the top, what would your 3 players be? Usually running backs top of the draft.
Right. Well, I was going to say, so there's, I think McCaffrey's my son plays a little bit of fantasy, so I do look over from afar. Derrick Henry and Christian McCaffrey are pretty much locks. Like everybody's trying to get them. They're gone in the first few picks. And then from there, I don't know, are wide receivers close as far as the points they can accrue as a running back?
It depends if it's PPR. So McCaffrey PPR is huge. That'll set him apart from anyone else. With receivers, then you start falling into like the Devontae Adams, Hopkins. I mean, I'm sure I'm missing some off the top of my head, but like there's definitely good receivers that you could get. Usually, like you're talking 7th pick, maybe like through the end of the first round, and then it snakes back. I was lucky. I held on to CeeDee Lamb. I was a big CeeDee Lamb guy. So I got my CeeDee Lamb. I was pumped. I traded my 6th round pick to keep CeeDee Lamb because that's where I took him the year before. But yeah, so who would your third guy be? Because you said Derrick Henry and Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, well, I was gonna go receiver, so I was thinking, I literally the two you said, maybe Devontae Adams or DeAndre Hopkins, or I mean, up until last year, I think Michael Thomas was another one. He was one of my faves in the whole league.
I love Michale Thomas. He hurt me I had him in one of my leagues last year. He hurt me because he was out a bunch of times, and now I think he's at a 6 game. I think he's out for 6. He's out for 5 games. He's out for 6 weeks, but I think the Saints have a bye week within that first 6 weeks, so he's only missing 5 games. So that kind of hurts him this week. Mutt Viles says he took Zach Wilson in the 5th round. Good or bad? It depends on how many teams are in your league, and if Zach Wilson is your starting quarterback, that's a ballsy move. I think I like Zach Wilson, and I don't know if he's been taken yet, and I'm in a 12-person keeper league, and he's at like, I want to say we're in like the 9th round right now, so 5th round sounds way too high for me for Zach Wilson. Matt, how are you feeling about Zach?
Mutt Viles, I love you. You are an OG, okay? I need to preface this with that. You're a real one. I met you at the green and white scrimmage. Very, very kind. Met your friends. Great people. That's preposterous. That's insane. I'm sorry. That's not good general manager. Joe Douglas would be fired if he did that, if he was doing fantasy football draft. That's preposterous.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, I really think I have Lamar Jackson. What I'm going to try and do, and I'm hoping none of my buddies that are drafting with me are watching this stream right now, but I'm really hoping that at the last round of the draft, I can take Deshaun Watson and use him as my keeper for next year, because I had Lamar in the rookie draft, or not the rookie draft, but his rookie year, and I can only keep him for 3 seasons, and this is the last year that I'm allowed to hold on to him for. Or I guess, was it his first year, second year? No, this is his 4th season, right? So he has to. So I guess I got him after year 1. Either way, whatever it was, I'm allowed to hold on to him for 3 years. I always try, end of my drafts, I'm always trying to like look for those types of players. Like I took Des Bryant when he was not signed by anyone, and I was like, last round, who cares? Throw it out there, because if he gets onto a team, it's going to be great. And then the Saints pick him up, and I'm like, hell yeah, I'm running into the playoffs. I've got a number 1 wide receiver, and then bam, torn Achilles, and he's out for the season. And I'm just like, oh, I did it with Gronk. I do it with like every year I try to look for that one player that could like surprise at the end of the season.
So Luka, why don't people just take the quarterback first? I don't know what's going on here. Why don't you do that? What if you do that?
Because
everybody gets mad at you?
It's so hard. I mean, unless your point system is really jacked up, it is so hard to win in a league where you don't have running backs. And there's so few that are real bell cows that you kind of screw yourself if you don't have a running back. So if you take a quarterback first, now if you're the end of the first round and your point system is a little wonky, maybe you go with someone like a Patrick Mahomes. Like Mahomes usually goes in like, maybe end of the 2nd round or 3rd round. I don't advise that because the quarterback position is, I don't want to say it's so easy, but you can get so many points from like 5th round and beyond that it's silly to go. Yeah, so I'll let you guys know. My draft that I did for the league that I'm in, 1st round pick Aaron Jones, Then it snaked all the way back. So I was the third pick in a keeper league, all the way back, and then it came back to me. I took Darren Waller as the tight end. Then I took Montgomery going back the other way. He had something like 1,500 all-purpose yards last year, so I think he's set for a big year. Who else did I take? I got CeeDee Lamb. I took Ayuk. I took Ayuk. I took Elijah Moore. I took Alexander Madison later because the guy that had Dalvin Cook didn't handcuff him. And then I took Rashad Penny? Rashad Penny, the Seattle running back. Just hoping guys go down with injury. And just hoping, I'm deep at wide receiver. I have 2 good running backs, but nothing beyond that. Luca, thank you for the super chat. Says, hey guys, love the content. Hoping to go to Jets versus Pats week 2. If you guys are going, where will you be sitting? So I'm actually not sitting with Green Bean and Matt. I bought my tickets a while ago. They just got their tickets last week. What ish section are you guys in, roughly?
Yeah, we're in 310, row 2 or row 3, 310. That's where we are.
Oh, nice. I'm in section 315, so I will be sort of near you.
We can eyeball you.
I could wave to you. I'm gonna have to bring a sign that says, "I love Green Bean and Matt," and then everyone's gonna be like, "What the fuck? Wait, who is Green Bean and Matt?"
What's wrong with that guy?
They're not players. What's going on here? No, we're looking forward to it. We're gonna be hanging out. I'm gonna try and get to the parking lot. I'm saying 9 o'clock. I don't think I'm getting there that early, but I'm gonna try and get there for 9 o'clock. I got some friends coming. It's actually the Binghamton alumni game as well, so a bunch of my college buddies are gonna be there too. So it should be fun. I think tailgating is the best part.
Yeah, the cool thing though, and I think if everybody wants a chance to really hang out with us for a little while, especially with no pressure to move or the tailgate, we're going to be there for hours. So I think that's a really good bet. And are we allowed to tell where we're going, Ryan? Did he give clearance yet?
I don't think he did. So we're just going to say lot J right now.
Gotcha.
J3 is around where we're going to be. If you guys know, what that tailgate is, but we're waiting to see what if we're allowed to tell people because we don't want to say we're going to be here and then have a ton of people show up and we're like, sorry, we blew up your tailgate. 500
people show up and there's no wings.
What's going on? Green Bean ate all the wings. Matt ate all the burgers and Ryan's Gollum in the corner eating his buff chick dip.
Matt drank all the whiskey.
There it goes. It's all gone. So yeah, we'll be over there. Frankie from Flatbush, you jerk. He says New Paltz is the best. Screw Binghamton. I actually got to have a swim meet at New Paltz. New Paltz is really nice. If I could, New Paltz would be one of the schools I would consider if I were to go back. The Gilded Otter, really good craft beer place out there. Dom, our buddy Dom in the chat. Thank you for the super chat, brother. He says, perfect spot for your show. You guys should do a fantasy draft just picking past and present Jets. Oh, God, that would be awful. Who would be...
That'd be awful.
Are we taking it? Well, because who knows? Brandon Marshall, with Fitz, great year. Brandon Marshall, maybe after that, not so great. Or, because that's pretty tough. If I had to take... who would be the first Jet taken? Would it be someone like a Brandon Marshall, or would it be like a Curtis Martin?
There you go. I was going to say it's a very easy answer. It's Curtis Martin.
Yeah, it's got to be the running back. Jets defense was always one I would feel safe taking all the time. I'd be like, I got to make sure I got at least my Jet defense. And then that fell apart over the course of the last 5 years. That was brutal. So let's say you're drafting 5 Jets players. I'm going to go just from when I've been alive because I can't really attest to the older guys. I would say Martin number 1. I would say Marshall number 2. Or you know what? LT was interesting that one year. I don't know what his stats were. But
Daniel
that's an
Tomlinson?
interesting.
Not
yeah.
to warrant that high.
Right.
I'm brainstorming with you though right now.
Yeah. So I'm going Martin number 1. I'm going Marshall number 2. I'm probably taking Coles number 3, like prime Coles or prime Moss. God, I feel like the receivers is probably where we'd go. Can I take Bell, but like not on the Jets? Does that count? I'll take him on the Steelers. God, and then quarterback wise, man, we stink.
I know.
I'm
it's
like
tough.
running through.
When you apply
yeah,
when you apply it to this stuff, it's like, Chad
fantasy's
Pennington is
always
still,
been bad.
Chad Pennington's still the most accurate quarterback ever. Does that mean anything?
Yeah, sure. Not for fantasy, but
Yeah,
it's a solid, like,
What do I know?
I have no idea. I see. Oh, Chris Ivory's a good answer.
Yeah, he'd been good.
Chris Ivory that year would have been a solid pickup. Decker's a good answer. Rusty Spooner says Mawai, Klecko, Martin, Moss, Testaverde. Rusty Spooner doesn't know how fantasy works because Mawai's not getting any points. Hand him the ball. He's good. For every snap you don't screw up, you're good. Oh God. Thomas Jones. That's a good number 2. That's a real Curtis Martin, Thomas Jones. I would still think LT's. I don't know what was his. I don't know what his stats were in 2010. Okay, yeah. So Greenby, give us your historical references here. Where would you go?
Well, again,
Brett Favre's a good answer.
I have I have a disconnect here with how the points and all that work, but I would think that Al Toon, Wesley Walker, guys like Mickey Schuler for the tight end, Freeman McNeil he's great to us, but he was league-wide. He was probably a top 10 back for a couple of years. Then you got the Curtis Martins. You have Wesley Walker.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's, just like you got the guys that you said. Then you can go Maynard. Don Maynard was, he was a yards point grabbing dude right there, Namath. But, it's sparing, dude. We've had a rough go. We did.
Gregory Klein says, how about Wayne Corbett? I love me some Wayne Corbett, but man, fantasy-wise, no bueno. Not
How about John Riggins? John Riggins.
That would be a good one.
5 years, right? 5 years, I think.
And then he went to Washington, or was he Washington first?
We traded him. No, we traded him to Washington. Good.
And then he friggin' tore it up.
That's right. Nobody knows what
goes
it was
off.
for either. Nobody knows.
No idea.
Yeah.
What else we see in the chat? I see a few John Riggins in there. I see a Dustin Keller. I think Nick doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
No.
I took Dustin Keller a few times.
I'd probably go Martin, Thomas Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I love Freeman McNeil and Don Maynard were good answers by Green Bean, so I'm stealing that. And I guess name it.
And let me ask you, the defense, when you pick the defense, you get the kicker?
No,
kicker
anymore?
Separate. Ooh, which
Years
kicker would you
ago,
take? Jets history. Which kicker you
At
take?
Leahy, all day, every day, man. He was at one time, he was third all-time points. He kicked for us for like 20 years straight. He was like almost perfect for 20 years, and then he fell off a cliff with the sciatica. It happened on Monday night against Buffalo. 17-yard kick. He shanked, or 27-yard kick. He shanked it, and his career was over. I shit you not. It was almost that quick. Sad.
If I had to go with a kicker, when I was a kid, John Hall was like the dude until he went to Washington. With like everyone else, it was like Morton went there. McKenzie was it McKenzie? I don't know if McKenzie went there, but yeah, we lost like every Jet player. It was like Washington Jets. Folk had a booming leg. Yeah, Prime Folk is probably pretty good. I loved Feely, but he just didn't have the leg to like go really far.
Yep.
Although I guess you don't get points for touchbacks, so like I guess it maybe doesn't matter quite as much. Like consistency is probably key. I don't know. Interesting. Mutt Viles drops in with a super chat, says, I get the roast for Zach in the 5th round, but I got Rodgers 2 rounds later. What are you doing? Mud Viles!
No.
You're out of your mind. what you think about Mac Jones versus Zach Wilson week 2. I'm coming week 2. Okay, let's two separate conversations here. You took Zach Wilson while Aaron Rodgers is on the board. Like, I love me some Zach Wilson. Love me some Zach Wilson. But Rodgers in the 7th? Come on, dude. Get out of here. No. All right. Second.
I can't. Yeah, I was gonna say I can't.
No
Sorry.
answer.
Sorry,
my files. When I see you week 2, I'm gonna give you hell for it. All right. Then he says, "What do you think about Mac Jones, Zach Wilson week 2?" I'm not thrilled with it. I really wanted to go against Cam because I don't think Cam's very good, which clearly the Patriots felt as well. I think the Jets, if we had, the pass rush is the thing for me. If we had the pass rush with Carl Lawson, Vinny Curry, if we can generate a pass rush with Shaq Lawson and Quinnen Williams and Rankins and John Franklin Myers, and we can get after the quarterback, I like our chances because I think Mac Jones, not mobile at all. That's my thoughts. If we can get after Mac Jones, we can rattle him a little bit, I think we're fine. But I'm nervous with our defense. I think we're going to have a tough time covering those tight ends. But I like our offense better than their offense, so that's kind of where I fall on that. Matt, what about you? What do you think about Mac Jones versus Zach Wilson?
So I kind of made it clear through the draft process that I wasn't a big Mac Jones guy, but I do understand and respect the decision that they made to get their young guy as many reps as possible, and I think that's a smart play. But I agree with you in the sense that I think the Jets will have a more explosive offense. To me, with Mac Jones, I think in order for him to have success, they're going to have to keep their offense like very simple, like bare bones, simple kind of things, because he can't do the things that like a Wilson, a Lawrence, a Fields, a Lance can do because of their ability to roll outside the pocket and use their legs, where he is just pretty much strictly a pocket passer.
Creepy, what about you? What do you think about Mac Jones and Zach Wilson?
All right, I'm going to take off my politically correct hat for a second and be the real fan that I am. I'm so psyched that it's Mac Jones, and I think that we're going to rattle him and crush him. I think our linebackers are made to cover their tight ends. I think that Sherwood and Nasruddin, their safety linebacker hybrids, they're made to cover it, and I think that we're going to get that kid seeing double, and he's going to throw interceptions all over the place. Now, you guys know, just like Matt said, he was definitely not high on Mac Jones. I wouldn't say I was high on Mac Jones, but I liked Mac Jones coming out in the draft, and I still think that he's going to be a good quarterback, but not week 2. I think we're going to step all over his chest. That's what I think, and I think that for real. The only concern I have is Belichick versus Zach Wilson, but I feel better about Zach Wilson's chances against Belichick with the weapons he has than I did about Sam Darnold against Bill Belichick. Our line hopefully looks like it's going to be better. We got Elijah Moore, Corey Davis, Jamison Crowder, Keelan Cole, Denzel. Like, we have a lot going on. Our running lanes are big because of the wide zone, which I just love. I love the wide zone. I've been digging into it and really trying to understand deeper wrinkles of it these past weeks, and I just love it. I love what it does, and I think we're going to kick their ass. That's what I think.
Dude, I can't tell you how rowdy that game is going to get if we go down and we put a beat down on Carolina. That home opener. Oh, my Lanta. Dude, I am so excited. I can't wait. The first time being in that stadium not the first time being in the stadium because we went to the Green White scrimmage, but the first time being at a game in like 2 years, year and a half. Man, it is going to be a lot of fun. Braden, not Brandon. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. I'm not, but sorry. Braden Bethwaite, thank you so much for the NZ899. Not exactly sure what that is, but that bird logo is pretty cool. Let's see. I saw another one in here. Where'd you go? Boom! Brian Lemos. Thank you for the super chat. He says, I'm in their primes. Quarterback, Pennington. Running back, Martin and Jones. Wide receiver, Toon, Moss, and Cole. Tight end, Keller and Yaboa. Shout out to everyone on this live. Go Jets. Dude, you got me at the Yaboa. That was like, that was... That he's gone through the starting lineup. So, Green Bean, so since you don't know it, in a fantasy league, you have a quarterback, you have 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and a flex. The flex can be a wide receiver, a tight end, or a running back. So if we were building a Jets team, quarterback-wise, Prime Pennington, I'm probably taking 1 year of Fitz. Like the good year of Fitz is probably my choice there. Unless we had a healthy Brett Favre for that entire season in like 2008 or whenever that was. Running backs, Martin and Jones, I think no contest there. I think that's definitely right. Wide receivers, Toon, Moss, Cole. I like that. Keller at tight end. Keller's potential was so good. Yeah, and he just kept wrecking that leg. So I don't know where I'd go at tight end. If that's the answer, I guess a healthy Keller, probably.
Sure.
he says Yaboa at the flex. I would say I'd have to disagree with the flex. Although you gave us 3 wide receivers, so is it 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex? What's the standard league, Matt? Is it 2-2-1?
Yes. Yeah, you're right. I was confused for a second, but yes, you're right.
2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. All right, so Yaboa is the bench, the bench guy. Interesting, nonetheless. Where'd we go? I think I'm losing something here. Dimitri drops in with a super chat. Dimitri, thank you, brother. Says, hey, long time no chat. 7 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and 3 Swifts. I don't know what that means.
What is it? Sifts.
Safeties. What? You don't draft safeties. What do you think we do when we pick up... he's talking about actual football. Jesus. Oh, sorry. Okay. 1 tight end. Well, we got 2 tight ends, and like Wesco's, maybe possibly... I think we're trading for Ertz. I think that's what's going to end up happening. I think we trade for Ertz.
I think we're... Sorry.
No, go on.
I just saw, dude, there's a whole bunch of tight ends that I like, and you guys will remember me screaming their names. Nick Eubanks from Michigan was just cut, too. So I don't know what's going on. I think everybody's trying to stash him on their practice squads, but Poljan, Nick Eubanks, Ben Mason that we talked about before, I think there are some really good options. Again, I think they have the same problem as Yaboa, though, with maybe not being quite ready. But I think we can grab some of these dudes, man, and I would. Nick Eubanks would be a steal, dude. He's so good.
I think I threw my pen when Green Bean told me that he didn't have buff chick dip, but I finally found it. I got it. So I've got how many people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What's 11 times 25? What's that math work out to be?
Oh, that's too much for my
4. Yeah, 4. I think I got to pick multiple winners. So Dave Miller's qualified. Guys, for every 25 likes we get on this video, we're going to pick a qualifier to win a shirt at the end of the stream. We're giving it away in just 20 minutes. So we'll see. Oh, see, look, the chat's helped me. 275. See, now I got to pick out. So I'm at 300. All right, cool. So I get to pick one more qualifier. We got Fat Gandalf. That's a great name. Fat Gandalf. You've been qualified to win a shirt. And we are just 8 likes away from another qualifier. Someone's going to win a shirt at the end of the stream. We got the Wall Street Wilson shirt. We got the division rival line. Lots of stuff going on. Oh, 2 more likes, boys. There we go. Let's find another one. Oh, man. I got to stop drinking like bubbly seltzers. I got to drink like wine or something. And like not burp on stream. It's probably frowned upon. Dalmas Santana. Dalmas Santana. You have been qualified to win a shirt at the end of this stream. Frowned upon. There's a line in The Hangover. I don't know if you guys would know it offhand, but there's
What is it?
something that's frowned upon, like doing something on an airplane, and it's one of my favorite lines in movies. And the chat will probably figure it out, but man, I'm like, I'm
Okay. Yes.
you got. I can't say the word because it's probably frowned upon.
Yep. Okay.
Like doing that on an airplane. Rockaway Archie goes, how does Nightbot pick people? So on the back end of Nightbot, you can say like who has a higher chance of getting picked, and it's mainly for Twitch, so it doesn't really work out. But there's one metric of like the 3 or 4 metrics that it gives you, and one of them is Rusty Spooner. He goes, drink Guinness, no bubbles. He goes, damn you, Bin Laden. He got it. He knows the other part of this. He knows the other part of it. Sorry. Oh, geez. How does Nightbot pick? So there's actually a metric. So if you comment a lot throughout the chat, and I think when I do like the code to pick a winner, if you've responded a certain amount of times within like a 10-minute window, that's what it picks. If you haven't been talking, then you're not going to get picked. So it's worth it. Worth it to have that. I don't know. Mike Lee says my fantasy team's name is the Wall Street Wilsons. Ooh, that's a good one. Let's hear some good fantasy team names for Jets players, or not for Jets players, but for Jets related fantasy team names. Mine was when we had Gase and we had Jim Bob Cooter. My fantasy team name was Gaze at My Cooter, and I tried to make a bath towel with Adam Gase's face and Jim Bob Cooter's face, and it was called the Gaze at My Cooter bath towel. And the site that I use to make all this stuff, they're like, you can't do that. That's not okay. I was like, all right. I see Tossed Sala. That's a good one. Highway 77. All
Tossed
gas,
Sala.
no brake. All gas, no Gase.
Yeah, that's a goodie.
Huge dumpster fire, says Frankie from Flatbush. What else we got in here? Oh God, my championship name was something like Marximus but Fumbulus. This says Mikey Malice. That's a pretty good one. What else we got? The Better LaFleurs. What else we got in here? It's like, I don't know if I can say that. A different name for the Washington football team. Kind of funny. Gagan, Singh, why don't you guys collab with Jet Central? We would love to. Absolutely would love to. I haven't tried reaching out to him in like 2 years, so it's kind of like when the good-looking girl at the dance, doesn't want to dance with you, you kind of just stop asking. so that's where I'm at. Would love to have him on though. Dimitri drops in. He goes, Avery Williamson, available. Should we be interested? I love Avery. I'm a big Avery guy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I don't know what he did last year at all, like how he responded back from the injury and the trade and everything.
He played okay, but clearly the Steelers didn't want to bring him back, and 31 other NFL teams didn't want to bring him back. So sad, man. He never really came back from that knee injury from keeping him in there in the third quarter in a friggin' preseason game. Yep. It's a bummer because he was. I mean, we talked about that a lot. Remember, with him and Mosley. Statistically, he had a better season than Mosley the year before we signed Mosley. So I'd say he was up there, man. He was a very good middle linebacker. It's a shame we didn't get one play of those two together. And
it's very disappointing,
isn't it?
Let's see. I'm
I don't know, but there's a lot of guys. There's a lot of people available. I also like Noah Spence is available. I'm not sure if he got injured. Yeah. And then like I said, Quincy Roche, dude, got a lot of the guys. I saw Matt. We were kind of on Twitter talking about Seth Seth Williams, right? Yeah, he got cut. Wide receiver, we liked a whole bunch. I mean, there's a lot of guys. Like I said, there's a lot of attempting to stash on practice squads, and I think a lot will be able to. I think there's probably an unwritten kind of rule between everybody. Like there are certain players, like, hey man, don't touch this guy or whatever. I don't know if that's real, but I don't know. It just seems like everybody's taking a lot of chances, man. There's a lot of players out there right now.
There's some pretty funny names. Some pretty funny names in the chat. The Gay Space. Chris and Woody's Excellent Adventure. Let's see what we got. Say My Nameth. I can't believe I've never thought of that. That's a good one.
It's really good. Smart.
That's really. I might have to use that one. That's a good one. Mine was. I see Liberal Irishman in there saying, "Same darn old Jets." I had a shirt that said that. And I had one that said, "Not your same darn old Jets." Give me more. Sneakers to Boots drops in with super chat. What's up, brother? He goes, Green Bean, how you feel about Herndon trade? Who knows? Maybe JD will give us a family discount from the Eagles for Ertz, then draft a tight end, a top tight end in the second round. So Herndon trade, really excited for it. I think it was a home run of a trade. I did not think we would get a 4th round pick in return for Chris Herndon, even though we gave up the 6th rounder. I would like Zach Ertz. I don't know how much you're really expecting from him, and I don't know if he'd be on this team beyond this year. I do want to go tight end in the first 2 rounds. I don't think it's a first-round need for me. I would go edge rusher and cornerback in the first, and then I would probably look towards an offensive lineman, whether it be a guard or a right tackle, plus a tight end in the second round. That's kind of where I'm at with that. Green Bean, how you feeling about the Herndon trade? What do you think about Ertz? And what do you think about drafting a tight end in the second round this year?
Herndon was traded?
What?
That's crazy.
What?
Yeah, it's nuts. I love it. I think it's great. Like I said before, I was kind of hoping that we were able to get some value for him. I know a lot of people like him. I was just kind of done. And then for him too, who knows, man? Maybe a change of scenery will do him well. That's always good. I love the compensation that we got. I didn't think we were going to be able to get anything near that, so I'm happy with it. And I don't know about family discounts with the Eagles or anything like that. I mean, I just don't know. But Ertz would be of interest. I just hope that we don't give up too much for him because, like I said, I have a few Philly friends that are knowledgeable that I talk to, and as a consensus, they seem to think that he may be done. I don't know. I don't know if that's right or not. Fans are fans, right? But that's concerning. So I'd rather get one of these younger guys. We have Croft, we have Westco floating around. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'd rather go get a young guy, but I wouldn't be opposed to Ertz. And as far as next year, I think tight end realistically can be one of our first 4 picks. And I think I agree with you, Ryan. I think edge and cornerback are probably the more first round style needs, but that would depend if there's somebody there that's clearly the best at tight end that's better than the cornerbacks that are there or something. That would be interesting. But I think first 4 picks we'll see a tight end.
Matt, what about you? What do you think about the Herndon trade? What do you think about trading for Ertz and a tight end in the second round?
I like the Herndon trade because I did not think he would get anything close to that value. And clearly the Jets were favoring Tyler Croft, so I'm for it. I'm not opposed to giving up a late round draft pick for Zach Ertz. You tell me it costs a 5th round pick. Okay, sure. I'll take a flyer on Zach Ertz for a year. I don't think he's the player that he used to be, but another safety blanket for a rookie quarterback, I'm not going to complain about. And then I like the idea of drafting a tight end in the second round. To me, with the 4 picks in the first 2 rounds, I really think it's going to be some combination of tight end, offensive line, cornerback, and edge, with offensive line and probably edge with my guess in the first round.
I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
We got John Perez coming in with a super chat, brother. He says he's pissed Josh Adams didn't make it, but P. Ryan did. I think this is purely because P. Ryan was a draft pick. and Adams was not. I do think they're going to try and stash Adams on the practice squad, where I'm not sure if Pirine would have made it just because of the name and not necessarily the name, but like the draft position. I think people are more likely to try and scoop up a waiver wire guy that was a higher draft pick. What was he, 4th round, 5th round?
Who?
Pirine?
Ryan was 4th.
Yeah,
4th round. Green Bean, how you feeling about Josh Adams being cut?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the minority, but I felt very strongly that this was going to happen. My feelings for Josh Adams aside, I mean, I don't know how long this guy could be okay with being on our practice squad, quite frankly. It's got to be at bare minimum annoying for him because he works his ass off and he's effective. So I think I'm more aggravated that we kept Tevin Coleman over Josh Adams as opposed to keeping Pirine over Josh Adams. People have Pirine all wrong, man. Like I said, I've done so much digging on Pirine, and he's much more solid and effective than people give him credit for. And I just hope that he shows us that, because I like the player. And I don't think it was necessarily between Pirine and Josh Adams. I think it was Tevin Coleman, or at least in my brain, it's Tevin Coleman. So I hope he stays because I like him. And then as soon as Tevin Coleman gets hurt in week 3, we can, God forbid, but it might happen. And then we can stick Josh Adams back on the roster. That's my hope.
Matt, what do you think about Josh Adams and holding on to Pirine? You upset at all?
Yes, very. And I just think every time Adams touched the ball, he made a play. In the preseason this year, in the regular season last year, and I don't know if you waived LaMichael Pirine, I don't know if anyone's taking a flyer on him. I think you're probably good to go for him to be on the practice squad. I understand why they kept Tevin Coleman as like pretty much the lone veteran there. I get it.
Yeah.
But I just based on what we saw last year and in the preseason this year, I personally can't say that I think Pirine's better than Josh Adams. I don't say that Pirine can never play at this NFL level. I just think the Jets have 4 running backs who are right now ahead of where he is.
Guys, 4 more likes and I pick another qualifier in the chat to win a shirt at the end of the stream. We're ending this in about 10 minutes time, so make sure you drop that like to get qualified. Let's see. Nightbot, come on, brother or sister. I don't know. It could be either one. It's just a bot, just a thing. Mike Lee drops a super chat. Says, unless Moore breaks the curse, don't take a tight end 2nd round, because the 2nd round curse is where we're at. Fat Gandalf, sorry, you're not getting another. You're not qualifying it. Sorry, Fat Gandalf. Love the name, but you're not getting it. Unless Moore breaks the curse, don't take a tight end in the 2nd round. Yeah, you know what? I think Moore's breaking the curse. I think that's going to happen. I don't think we have anything to worry about. And honestly, I would say May broke the curse. I think May was a good 2nd round pick.
I was gonna say, does Marcus May not exist?
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to be on the team probably beyond this year, but I mean, he's absolutely worthy of that selection, I think.
Absolutely.
Come on, mouse. What are you doing? This mouse hates me sometimes. Sneakers to Boot says, since Morgan has waived Jeff Smith, next Brad Smith. Is Jeff Smith a quarterback? Is that a thing?
That I don't know off the top of my head. I do like Jeff Smith though. I think he could be used.
Andrew Collin, you've been qualified to win a shirt at the end of the stream. 17 more likes and we'll pick another qualifier. Jeff Smith, for me, I liked Vincent Smith a lot. I was hoping we would kind of hold on to him. They're both, just crazy fast players. Jeff Smith is going to be that end around kind of guy. That you sort of need to break those type of gadget plays, like a jet sweep, things like that.
Well, didn't Vincent Smith get hurt this week?
I think that's what happened. I think they're trying to – I hope they try to stash him. I don't know where he's at or what they think. Receivers just deep this year for us. Like, this is a very weird year for the New York Jets. You're talking Corey Davis, Keelan Cole, Mims, Crowder, Elijah Moore, Mims. Like, that's 6 deep right there without going too far into it. Did Barrios make the I think Barrios is still on the roster, right? Like, I didn't see him get cut. Did he
No,
get
Barry
cut?
made it.
Still there. Yeah, he made it.
Good.
There it is.
I like Barrios. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. Where did I see this other super chat? Let me find it. Bam. Let's see. I have a nickname for Elijah Moore. Moore's Law. No. Isn't Moore's Law the or no, what am I thinking of? What's the one if things can go wrong? That's Murphy's Law. I don't want that. That makes me
right.
feel not great.
Yeah, it's too close.
Too similar.
I don't like it.
NY Zach Exchange says Desmond Trufant. Trufant was just cut by the Lions. Is that right? Lions.
Yep.
Yes.
Still looking to play football. How old is Desmond Trufant? He's got to be pretty old, I would think.
Yeah.
Cornerback help would help for sure, but that's a young man's game. You want speed on that outside.
Right.
Frankie from Flatbush says Jeff Smith was a quarterback in college. See, there you go. How much I know about Jeff Smith.
Boston College. I forgot that.
There you go.
So he could be the emergency guy saving a roster spot.
Ooh, Liberal Irishman says 3's a Crowder. That's a good. I've been watching the chat, Irishman, and I've been like chuckling a little bit at all the stuff you've come up with. You've had some good ones.
Yes, I've been.
I heard some really funny.
By reading this chat.
I heard some really funny fantasy football names that I'm not gonna say on air because I'll get yelled at for it. But I'll say it off air to you guys afterwards. Friggle D says Jets are loaded at slot. Yeah, between Barrios, Crowder, and Elijah Moore, we're looking pretty nice.
Don't say loaded though. That just all that means to me is injuries, dude. So we got to calm down. Let's not jinx ourselves. I get so
Jets
scared.
Jets Forever says Ashton Davis will be our best defensive player. I hope so. We didn't get to see him at all. He's coming off the PUP list, right? Like I think today he came off of it. Is that right? Or yesterday?
All he needs to be is our least injured player, and I'll be happy. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right?
The talent is there. Like he's crazy athletic.
Yes. But come on. Dude, Prince Tega Wanagoo, the tackle, was just cut from the Chiefs today.
Who the hell
What the
is
hell's
that?
going on?
Prince
Dude, they were
Tega
talking.
Wanagoo.
Yeah,
who is that?
It's he's a tackle. Very highly regarded coming in.
Really? How old is he?
Nice.
Like
16.
Like this year? 16 years old?
Yeah,
What?
this year. No, I'm just kidding. This year. He's a rook.
Well, I don't know. Maybe the Chiefs are just so loaded that they're a good team to poach talent from.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like we should be looking at guards. We're in a good spot tackle-wise. Because, like, aside from just having Becton and Fant and Moses, we got AVT that could kick out. So I would like to see guard help, ideally. But I feel like
definitely priority.
No good offensive lineman really hit the market. I kind of like what the Giants have been doing. They added like 2 offensive linemen. Now, I don't know how either one of these offensive linemen are because the Giants O-line, not good. Not good. Really scary bad. Like, it seemed like they were going against the Patriots backups and were just getting smacked around last preseason game.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough year, I think, for them because of that line.
How do we feel about Daniel Jones? You think he's their answer, or you think they'll be picking a new quarterback this year?
I feel like he has the Sam Darnold year in front of him. If he plays well, then okay. But if he struggles again, then they'll be moving on. I don't think you can give him a 4th kick at the can. I think both him and Gettleman will be out the door if he doesn't.
That's right. I was just going to say that, Matt. If he goes, he's taking Gettleman with him.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and probably Barkley too. I don't know if Barkley stays on this team beyond this year. Now, maybe if they decide to pull the trigger on a rookie, then maybe they say, okay, hey, look, Barkley, we're going to hold on to you. We're not giving you the contract. We're going to franchise tag you. Like, I could see him getting the Le'Veon Bell treatment, or they're going to flip him for picks and just blow it all up. I like Barkley a lot too. I hope he does well.
Hell
I
yeah.
hate that the running back position is the way it is right now, because the running back is, for me, by far the most exciting position in football. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, if you're more a receiver crowd, but I love the
I
running
don't
back
disagree. I'm old school too when running backs were king. You know what I mean? Like even when Parcells went and got Curtis Martin, he was famous for saying, you know, a running back touches the ball 20 to 30 times a game. A wide receiver touches the ball 5 or 6 times a game. Running back's the most important position next to quarterback. Like that's kind of how I'm still stuck in that. I know what's happened in the NFL and I get it, but I still see running back as vital. Like you need him. You know, you need at least, even if it's a stable, you need that running game. I'm with you, man. It's weird to me how it's happened. Like all of a sudden everyone's like, throw him out, we'll get a new one. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Guys, we are 8 likes away. 8 likes away from picking another qualifier, and then I can go off and pick who's going to win our shirt. So let's do this. Guys, 5 more likes. It's going to happen. We'll get up to that 400 number. Okay, Triple 29 Rob. Triple B 29 Rob. I've seen that name a few times. He's always active in the chat. Triple B 29 Rob. All right. So let's do this. Let's pick a qualifying winner. Man, we got 782 votes on our live poll. Let's go back and just see what that wound up being. So 59% said an A grade for the Herndon trade. 31% said a B. 7% said a C, and 3% are wrong. Picking a D. All right. So let's do this. Matt, I have either 1 or 2 fingers held up below my camera right now. I want you to hold up 1 or 2 fingers, and I'll raise mine, and then I'm going to cross off an odds or evens on this list.
Ooh, okay.
Elimination style. 3, 2, 1, go. Oop, I can't see. Is that a 1 or a 2? Other way. 1. Okay, odds. So I'm crossing off the odds. So sorry, anyone. That was an odd. This is a fun way to do this. This is different.
I was looking at the Zoom stream window.
I know. The Zoom window is different than the the YouTube window. All right. So we'll do it again. Green bean. Yeah. I'm holding up 1 or 2 fingers below this camera, and we're going to. You got to hold up 1 or 2 fingers, and we're going to lift them up at the same time. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go. All right, odds again. All right, who's getting screwed? Sorry, odds.
I pulled 2 last second. It was a 1.
Sorry.
Weird.
Ooh, man, we're getting down there. All right. So we're down to 4 people now because of how this went. Uh-oh. All right, odds or evens. Matt and Greenbean. Now you guys got to hold up on odds or evens. I'm not doing anything.
All right.
3, 2, 1. Oh, evens. Uh-oh.
We did it again.
Uh-oh. All right. What do we got? Let's see. So I got 2 names left. 2 names left. I want to see how we can get the chat to play in this. Let's see. I'm going to look at someone in the chat. Let's do Fat Gandalf. Fat Gandalf. Give me a 1 or a 2. And I've got something held below the camera and I'll lift up. Fat Gandalf, you gotta give us a 1 or a 2. Let's see. There's a little bit of a lag, I guess.
There he is.
The 2.
Where did he see it? I didn't see it. Oh, there it is. You said 2. I said 2. All right, so it's 4. That's an even. Ooh, okay. Our winner of tonight's shirt is going to be Dave Miller. Dave Miller, you have been eliminated, or you are the final one. Bam, right there, right? Where is it? Right there. Bam, Dave Miller. Make sure to reach out to me on one of my social media platforms, and we'll make sure to get you a shirt. But let's go around the panel, and let's say our closing thoughts. Boys and girls, Green Bean, talk to me. How you feeling tonight?
Just keep Ben Mason Jacob Hollister, Ben Banagoo, and some other dudes like Nick Eubanks on your minds. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. It's when we round it all out. Had a great time, man. This is a tough day for a lot of people. Poor Kenny Yaboa. We're going to do a hang after this for a few minutes, 10:35 or so. And yeah, man, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks, Ryan and Matt. Love you guys.
I love it. Steven, I see your super chat. He says, how can that trade be anything but an A? We got a fourth for an absolute bust. Steven, I completely agree. Matt, talk to me. Any last words for our panel tonight?
Getting so much closer. I could smell football season. Tomorrow, September. Good things are coming.
Oh, boys and girls, my name's Ryan. I've been your pilot tonight. Make sure you come hang out with us every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And if you're going to the Week 2 home opener, make sure you come hang out with us. We'll be in lot J3. Boys and girls, it's been fun. J-E-T-L!